It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 16th day of September, 2022. I'm coming to you from somewhere near CocoCay in the Bahamas. Unless we have just recently landed, we haven't gotten there yet. We're delayed by several hours due to the medical emergency that we had on board the ship and had to wait for an ambulance, and it was just a big mess, and we've been behind schedule. So anyway, we are now supposed to get to CocoCay at 11 o'clock, and one of the reasons that I'm here at Starbucks again was because deck 5 is packed with people that are just waiting for them to be released to go on the island. So it's just one of those days today that's a little off schedule. At any rate, welcome aboard to Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast for this 16th day of September. We've got quite a bit of talk about weather this morning. Of course, the top story's got to deal with Alaska. Alaska western coast to face hurricane force winds. Maybe the worst storm there in over a decade. Tropical storm Fiona is going to wreak some havoc with the islands starting today. Got 3 more systems to take a glance at. Princess unveils the new ship name and a small fire on Celestial crystal. That and much more this morning at 11 o'clock from CocoCay in the Bahamas, or at least approaching CocoCay in the Bahamas on Symphony of the Seas. All right, folks, today is National Guacamole Day. So it's a good day to go out and have lunch or dinner at a Mexican restaurant and enjoy some guacamole. I have not been to El Loco Fresh yet here on this ship. I think I might just have to do that for lunch so I can enjoy a little guacamole as well. If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard as always. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from, like Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the fat travel guy. If you ever want to hop over to see any of the pictures or clips that I'm using in that day's show, there's always a link in the description of the podcast to the video feed, and you can just hop over and check it out. All right, we're going to talk about Typhoon Merbok in just a second after a break from one of our network sponsors. We don't usually have a chance to talk about the weather in Alaska. We're going to today. The remnants of Typhoon Merbok is expected to hit. I mean, that's a pretty massive storm. This could be the worst storm in over a decade, folks. But the remnants of Merbok are expected to bring torrential rain and enormous waves to Alaska's west coast this weekend, threatening to cause major flooding and beach erosion. It's unclear how much, if any, effect the strongest storm in over a decade will have on the popular cruise areas, because actually the target area for this is Nome. So the cruise areas like Juneau and Ketchikan and Skagway and, all of those, where we go on cruises to Alaska, or most cruises, that's over 1,000 miles away. So there's a good possibility that it won't affect the cruise area at all. However, if you are on an Alaskan cruise this week, just be aware that this is going on because you never can tell what direction storms will take when they get to land. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, the storm is expected to move over the Bering Sea, which is the span that runs, that little strip of water between the Pacific Ocean, Alaska, and Russia. The most likely target for landfall is around the Nome area in Alaska. It's a dangerous storm that is expected to produce widespread coastal flooding of the Bering Strait, with water levels approaching levels not seen in nearly 50 years, the National Weather Service warned in a forecast yesterday. Weather officials in Alaska also urged residents to prepare for the storm, as it could threaten to overwhelm critical infrastructure and wash away roads. The storm's impact are expected Friday through Sunday, with water levels rising the highest tomorrow. That's Saturday. All right, here's the announcement. It looks like they're going to let people off the ship. I will wait until that's over with. Yes, they can start going ashore, so the ship will weigh 45 tons less in about 10 minutes. All right, that's the captain talking, and he tends to get a little wordy with his announcements. So I'll hold off for a second before we move on to away from Alaska. You do see the captain around quite a bit on this ship. He's very personable. He stopped yesterday and watched, 15 minutes of the Cruise Amigos when the three of us were clowning, and was laughing. And he walked away before I had a chance to talk to him. I wanted to see if I could interview him. So I'll keep my eyes open for him today. All right, oh no. Now he's going to do the same announcement in Spanish. I hope you can hear me because I'm going to go on. All right. So anyway, people in Alaska, be on your toes, especially the west coast, northwest part of the state. Be on your toes for this weekend. All right, now back down in our stretch of the woods, we've talked about Fiona a bunch already. So Fiona is still a tropical storm. Heavy winds and rains are expected to be in the Leeward Islands this evening. These are the watches and warnings that are out. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts, Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Martin, Guadalupe, St. Bartolome, and St. Martin. Storm watches in effect for Puerto Rico, including Vieques and Calibra, U.S. Virgin Islands, and the British Virgin Islands. As of 5 this morning, the center of Tropical Storm Fiona was located about 265 miles east-southeast of the Leeward Islands. It's moving to the west about 15 miles an hour. A westward motion with a gradual decrease in forward speed is expected through Saturday night or early Sunday, followed by a turning to the west no later than Sunday. On the forecast track, the center of Fiona expected to move across the Leeward Islands tonight and early Saturday and move near or just south of the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, late Saturday and into Sunday. Data from the Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft indicate the maximum sustained winds are about 50 miles an hour with higher gusts. Some slight strengthening is forecast during the next few days. So there's still a possibility of Fiona turning into a hurricane. The estimated minimum central pressure is 1,004. Rainfall, Fiona is expected to produce the following totals. The Leeward Islands, 3 to 6 inches. British and U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, 4 to 6 with localized totals of 10. Eastern Dominican Republic and Turks and Caicos, 4 to 8 with maximum totals of 15. Of course, the rains can produce flash and urban flooding, along with mudslides in the area of higher terrains. And you've got storm surge to deal with. So storm surge is a possibility in the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. And of course, all through the islands, you're going to have surf generated. It's going to present undertows and rip currents. So if you get in the water in any of these days, folks, by all means, be on your guard. Any Eastern Caribbean cruises could expect itinerary changes for the next week or so. Fiona is expected to track over the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and the Bahamas, potentially affecting a wide variety of cruise destinations and cruises. Ones most affected are likely to be the Mardi Gras, Symphony of the Seas, Carnival Freedom, Carnival Legend, Celebrity Infinity, Disney Fantasy, MSC Seashore, Harmony of the Seas, Norwegian Sky, and Mariner of the Seas. These are all scheduled to be in the area that the storm could affect. So there's possibility of itinerary changes to all of those cruises. So stay on top of things, folks. It's liable to change. St. Martin has already announced that the cruise main gate, that's where the ships land in St. Martin, will be closed from today at noon. Pilot boat operations are to be suspended from 11 a.m. also today. So, now also in the Atlantic, if you, hang on a minute. Let me get it back over here. Come on, change, computer. All right. This was taken this morning on St. Martin, and it's, nowhere near St. Martin yet. This is the forecast track. As you can see, it has slowed down enough that it's not going to affect me getting home now at all. It could possibly still affect the Bahamas. And then beyond that, we're not sure at this point. But and the most likelihood is it's going to keep hooking northward and northeastward, heading more toward the neighborhood of Bermuda. It's my best guess at this point. Of course, that's subject to all kinds of changes. Now, the other system back on this map, the one that's out there in the middle of the area, that is the yellow X, as you want to call it that. Let's see where that went. All right. It's not where it's supposed to be. So back up one. Sorry about this, folks. It's a little confusing here when I'm trying to keep this going when there's so much running around and turmoil and noise in my ear that I hope you're not hearing. All right, the yellow X is a tropical wave located midway between the west coast of Africa and the Lesser Antilles. However, it's a reasonably weak system, and it's not showing a great deal of strengthening. There's about a 20% chance over the next 5 days. So for now, it's just going to cause some rain and thunderstorms, but it's worth watching just in case. All right, the next thing to look at is on the Pacific coast. And we now have Tropical Storm Lester. That is the one to the south. Tropical storm warning issued for portions of the southern coast of Mexico from Tropical Storm Lester. The government of Mexico has upgraded the tropical storm warning from Punta Maldonado to Zihuatanejo. Wow, couldn't get that one out. Issued a tropical storm watch from Zihuatanejo to Lazaro Cardenas. So that's the idea about the watches that are up for Mexico. As of 4 a.m. this morning, the center of Tropical Storm Lester was about 175 miles south-southeast of Puerto Angel, Mexico. Lester is moving toward the north-northwest at 5 miles an hour, very slow. The northwestern motion is in an increase in forward speed is expected over the next couple of days. On the forecast track, the center of the tropical storm is expected to move near or over the coast of southwestern Mexico Saturday or Sunday. The current data from the satellites says that currently you got 40-mile-an-hour wind with higher gusts, of course. Gradual strengthening is forecast during the next couple of days. Currently, the central pressure is 1,005 millibars. This one is definitely worth watching, as it very easily could become a hurricane and very easily could have landfall. The most likely track of this is to get landfall in southern Mexico there and maybe just skirt along and up the coast for some, good 100 miles or so before it hops back into the Pacific. Now, the other storm that we see on the map is a little, almost directly west of Lester, maybe a little northwest. It's an area of low pressure located a few hundred miles southwest of Manzanillo, Mexico. Continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are forecast to become more conducive for development, and a tropical depression is likely in the next couple of days. There's talking 70% chance of further development in 2 days and 90% chance over 5 days. So that system is worth watching as well. However, there's much less likelihood of this system having landfall, and it looks almost certain there will be landfall to Lester. Now, whether Lester is a tropical storm or a hurricane, that one's still up for grabs. We don't have any real clue yet on that. So we got a lot to watch over the weekend, folks. All right. A lot of you guys are big fans of Princess Cruises. In an energetic presentation broadcast live on social media networks, Princess Cruises has unveiled its next generation cruise ship, the new Sphere class Sun Princess. This heralds a new sensational era. I didn't come up with that one. They did. For Princess Cruises, as Sun Princess is the first new class of ship introduced by this popular cruise line since the debut of Royal Princess and the Royal class back in 2013. It's going to be a 30 gross ton ship, 20% more than the cruise line current largest vessels, the three most recent Royal class ships, Sky Princess, the Princess Fleet's current flagship, Enchanted Princess, and the line's newest vessel, Discovery Princess. So Sun's going to be considerably bigger. 1,133 feet in length, 21 decks filled with innovations and more than 4,300 guests to enjoy on each sailing. The vessel will have 2,157 staterooms, 1,500 of them with balconies. All right, the last story for the day. Again, other than weather, there's just wasn't a whole lot in the way of news today. But a little bit of a troubling story. A small fire broke out on the cruise ship Celestyal Tuesday afternoon while the vessel was docked in Rhodes, Greece. The fire started on the pool deck, engulfing in flames several sunbeds and chairs. Onboard firefighting teams quickly rushed to the scene and managed to completely extinguish the fire within 10 minutes. That was confirmed by the Rhodes Fire Service after boarding the ship. The Greek Coast Guard was on standby, and 2 fire brigades arrived at the entrance of the cruise ship, which fortunately did not need them to intervene. So, crew and passengers were totally safe. No one was injured. Just a little excitement on board the Celestyal Crystal. All right, that's going to wrap up the news portion today, folks. Let's hop over in the chat room, see who's made it today on a Friday. Of course, you know, Saturday will be a disembarking day for me, as well as driving day. Is Hot Air Tom is taking care of getting me reservations in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So I felt a lot better about the situation when I looked at the weather maps this morning early, that I'll be able to get to my car and get on my way before anything more than just the normal showers in Florida like I've been through every time I've driven down here. Speaking of hot air, Tommy's in the house. I know everyone driving today, so won't be chatting or listening. That's possible. Hot Air said, hello, everyone. Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. Carol's with us. Melissa's here again today. Hi, Melissa. Tracy Lewis is here. Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you. Do a guacamole review. Okay. I will do a guacamole review from El Loco Fresh when I get there after I process the show. Tracy says hi to Carol. in Michigan. Tracy, well, welcome to the show. We welcome everybody every time they come. Somebody comes on. Glad to have you with us. We do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then invariably I do live streams. Although, and I'll be perfectly honest with everybody, I have had so much trouble with doing mobile live streams, and I did a Facebook live stream yesterday, and it came out fine. I lost the signal for about 3 or 4 seconds, and it came right back on. I'm not even sure people could tell it, but anyway, it came right back on, and it was just really nice. Now, why I'm having issues with StreamYard, which does fine for the show when I'm sitting still, why I'm having troubles with that when I'm moving on the scooter, I don't know. So, anyway, I've still got to figure out some of those issues. Also, I'm having trouble when I'm on StreamYard on my phone switching the camera from front to back. It should be an easy button push. It's not. So I got to work on several things on that. But anyway, Tracy, I do live streams when I'm on board a ship, like I am now. I'm on the Symphony of the Seas. Do a lot of videos. I've got just tons of content that I've got created from this cruise and others that still hasn't been posted, that eventually I'll get up. And I do a lot of cruising. So try to bring you as much information as I can, as honestly as I can, about what goes on in the travel and cruise industry space. Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. Last day attending for a bit, leaving tomorrow for Rome. Can I tell you I'm excited? I expect you are. And when you get to Rome, don't try to go drink wine with the Pope. He just didn't like that idea at all. So, what can I say? I'll get Cindy in trouble. She hasn't even gotten there yet. Also, you might stay away from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It leans. Just letting you know some of these things. Cindy, I am looking forward to your trip probably as much as you are, because I'll be stealing stuff from you every day to put on the show. Jason's with us up in Pittsburgh. Enjoy your time in Italy. I'm headed there in 3 weeks. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on from Europe here in the next little bit. Tracy says, I've never left the U.S. Well, you need to do that sometime, Tracy. It's well worth. I mean, I love traveling anywhere. I would love to be able to take some of these huge cruises, like the 80, 90-day cruises and things like that that go circumnavigate Africa or Australia or South America. I'd do a world cruise if I could afford it. Or maybe someday I'll have sponsorships that I could afford then to do a world cruise. Because I promise you one thing, folks, and I think everybody on this channel knows that we're working on some sponsorship deals for this channel. And I will promise you this: every dollar that comes in to Chillie's Cruises will be spent on Chillie's Cruises. It will keep me at sea. If I could stay at sea permanently, I'd do it. I'd be happy to park my car someplace and leave it and just get on the ships and keep going. So, anyway, that's how much I like the cruise. Nikki says, bon voyage, Cindy. Chillie doesn't care about CocoCay. Well, I've been here, 5 times, I think, this year already. So, yeah, not particularly. I may go ashore for a while. I may stay on the ship. When I went through looking at everything, I need more vertical clips for shorts and reels. Not necessarily for my long form videos, but for the shorts and the reels, I need more of that. And that's probably one thing that the sponsors want to look at. They want me to do more of those things. I've had that from suggested from 2 different places. So I'll do more of them. Carol says, have a great cruise, Cindy. Thanks, everyone. This will be my first time in Europe. Wow, Jason, you're just missing each other. Yeah, he's going to be coming right behind you. So make sure, Cindy, that you clean up your trash so Jason doesn't have to get there and see trash. I'm just a suggestion. You need to do a live stream with me from the water someplace, like we did at CocoCay. That's right. Cindy was in the pool at CocoCay before I had gotten in the pool at CocoCay. Since then, it was much because of Cindy's little interview that I did with her. The next time I was on CocoCay, I got in the pool, which I could get my scooter up right next to the edge and get in the water. So we'll have to do that again, Cindy. I mean, I have no problem with European swimming pools or oceans or the Mediterranean or anywhere your little body might be. Pick up your phone and we'll chat. Let's see. Jason says, oh, Cindy says, I'm going on Horizon again next April to take my hubby since last time I was with the girls, and future Horizon MG or Celebration cruises booked on Carnival. Jason says, not yet, Cindy, but I'm booked on Celebrity for a Greek island cruise in May of 2023. That sounds awesome. I'm booked for Greece in 2024 on the NCL Viva. Another bucket list. Looks similar to Carnival XL ships. Mike's with us. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Mike's over there in the British Isles in England. The quality is all over the place for some reason. Is it really? See, I can't see that. It looks fine to me. The Pope might want to drink wine with the pink ladies. That's always a possibility. He didn't want to drink wine with an old fat man, but he might want to drink with the pink ladies. I should have thought of that one, Cindy. Your son would kill you if you did that world cruise. Well, maybe not, since he's the one that handles, since I'm his client. So if we had sponsorship deals for that, then, he'd have to go along with it. So, yeah, if I did a world cruise and I paid for it out of pocket, oh, yeah, he'd want to kill me. But we're trying to get around that one. He'd like to see me gone for 90 days. So he didn't have to worry about me. He said, no, I'm on a boat. He's fine. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going? Cindy says, I will try to do another live. We have a beach excursion in Palma, and we're beach bound in Cannes. And I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Acasio? That's a guess. Could be totally wrong. Cindy, let me give you a word of advice. Any of those would be fine. Or even better, all of those would be even better. Cindy, you have a wonderful trip. I'm teasing you. I would like to, I'd love to do several interviews with you. They could be quickies. We can tape them and I can play them back the next day. It doesn't have to be at 11 o'clock because I know that would be your dinner time ish over there, depending on where you are. So, if anytime you want to tape one, we can tape one. It just depends on your schedule. And you know me, I'm up from the middle of the night on. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Hopefully, I will see you guys on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time back in my studio. Wow. Will the cats even know who I am? I doubt it. But anyway, hopefully, if all goes well and don't have any major weather issues, I'll be back home on Monday. I should actually get home Sunday night, as a matter of fact. How's the weather been, Chillie? Today's partly cloudy, but it's going to be approaching 90 here at CocoCay. We have had no rain. We had a couple days of, I would call it moderately choppy seas, but not even rough seas. Nothing as smooth as it was on Norwegian, 2 weeks ago. That water was just totally calm then. It's been a little bit different water this time, but no weather problems at all. It's been very nice, very sunny. Our sea days, the pool has been packed. And I would expect there's just a huge, massive immigration of passengers to CocoCay. So anyway, well, that's going to wrap me up for today, guys. You have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see everybody on Monday. Something major happens between now and then, I will, keep you advised, as I always do. And like I say, we'll get together again on Monday. So for now, this is the old fat travel guy. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fantastic weekend, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.